It's time for one of the biggest races of the season for the Northeast Modifieds, as with Fonda off the table, the stars of the Bob Hubert Sportswear Short Track Super Series roll into sprint car country into the Port Royal Speedway with the annual 200-lap, $53,000 to win race taking place at the Port Royal Speedway for the 2020 racing season. 3 nights of racing action with over 60 modifieds in action, where one winner will take home the $53,000 to win prize. This is your full race preview of everything to expect from the 2020 Speed Showcase 200 weekend, live from the Port Royal Speedway here on the InSlide Lane. Let's have a look at your event schedule. On Thursday, October 15th, all the racing action kicks off at 6 p.m. with hot laps beginning at 7 p.m. Our racing action takes the green flag. That's a 40-lap, $5,000 to win feature for our Short Track Super Series Modifieds. Friday, October 16th at 6 p.m. our hot laps take the green flag once again, and racing begins at 7 as well, with the 20-lap qualifying races for the modifieds, sportsmen's in action as well, 15-lap qualifying races for them, and the 4-cylinders racing as well with their 20-lap feature event. Then on Saturday, October 17th, it's the big show. The gates open at 2 o'clock. Racing takes the green flag with hot laps at 5. And at 6 o'clock, our racing program begins. Short Track Super Series Modified B-Mains in action, a trio of them. Sportsman Modified B-Mains in action as well. And then for the sportsmen, it'll be the Speed Showcase 50. That'll be a 50-lap, $2,500 to win for them. And then the biggest race of the year, the $53,000 to win, 200-lap Speed Showcase 200, taking the green flag at the end of the night. Now let's have a look at your over 60 drivers, Bob Hubert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Modified entry list as their take to the Speed Showcase 200. Leading the way in the Costa's Auto Body and Trucking, number 02 out of Corning, New York, this is Corey Costa. And car number 0, the overhead door Ramonda entry, is the Glassboro, New Jersey's Neil Williams. Driving into number 1, the K&A Excavating Pioneer Pole Buildings entry from Frenchtown, New Jersey, it's the Kid, Billy Pauch. Then into number 1D, the Teo Pro Car Lobos Productions Jersey Film entry sees Wallkill, New York's Tyler Dipple. And car 1J, the Remax Twin Counties Cartland Manor entry from Milford, Delaware, this is Jordan Watson. And car 1K, the Gas Bashers Vintage Advertising Expo Pine Creek Miniature Golf Rusty Nuts Electronics entry from Hellertown, Pennsylvania, it's Rick Scooby Laubach. Driving a car number M1, the M&P Delivery Mohawk Northeast entry sees Montezuma's New York Dave MARCUCCILLI. And driving into 1ZT's Hallmark International Core Pack Merchandising 1Z out of Sprakers, New York, this is Fonda Fass's mom, Jessica Friesen. And the number 2, the Instant Heat Wood Pellets Mullen Carpet entry, a guaranteed starter in the Speed Showcase 200 Saturday night from Westfield, Pennsylvania, this is Billy Van Pelt. And car number 2A, the Conestoga Valley Customs and Kitchen Incorporated Bicknell Racing Products entry out of Harleysville, Pennsylvania, this is Mike Goler. And car 2RJ, the Mickles Automotive Witz Roofing entry sees Dwaynesburg, New York's Ronnie Johnson. Then driving out of Avoca, New York, into Design CPA number 3, this is Jacob Design. And in the number 3D, the B&L Company's ShopRite entry from Cropsville, New York, it's Matt DeLorenzo. His teammate in another one of those BBL Company ShopRite entries out of Glenville, New York, this is Brian Gleason. Then for the number 3J, the United Petroleum Services Rycor HVAC entry from Accord, New York, this is Joe Judge. And the number 3M, the Barron's Performance Warehouse Panel Fast entry out of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, this is Matt Williamson, a winner of the B-Main on Thursday night. In the number 4, the Garrity Asphalt Reclaiming entry from Sheffield, Massachusetts, it's ANDY-BACHETTI. And in the 5-star, the Outlaw Speedway Sunoco entry from Horseheads, New York, it's Tyler Seary. Driving in car number 6, the CNS Equipment Miller Ford entry. He drives from Pipersville, Pennsylvania. This is Danny Book. And out of Blairstown, New Jersey, in the Vollers Promac number 6C, don't be late, it's Josh DeLay. The number 6H, Apollo Northeast Towing and Recovery entry sees Gloversville, New York's Josh HOHENFORST. And driving into number 6S, the 8th Materials Active Disposal entry from the Shannock Station, New Jersey, it's Matt Stengel. In car 7MM, the St. Lawrence Radiology Fastline Performance entry from Fayetteville, New York, we have Mike Maresca. And in the number 9, another one of those guaranteed starters in the Starfusky Paving Napa Auto Parts entry from Carbondale, Pennsylvania, this is Brett Tonkin. Driving in the number 9S, the Hurlock Auto and Speed Supply Givens Produce St. Lawrence Radiology Westmoreland Golf Club entry out of Savannah, New York, defending grand champion in the Short Track Super Series, it's Superman Matt Shepard. And in the number 11, the Bucks County International Ideal Lease entry, the Scrappy's Auto Service ride from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, this is Danny Hieber. Driving driving a car 14J, the friendly Ford Cargill Beef entry from Middlesex, New York, this is Alan Johnson. And driving in the number 14W Array of Monograms entry from Boyertown, Pennsylvania, a guaranteed spotter in the Speed Showcase 200, the Electric Company, Ryan Watt. In car 19JR, the Interstate Batteries Rays entry ride from Montgomery, New York, this is driver Roger Henyon Jr. Then in car 19W, the Mercer Milling Company Purina Dog Food entry sees York, New York's Justin Wright. In car 20, the Fox entry from Sussex, New Jersey, this is the Jersey Jet Brett Hearn. And driving out of East Greenbush, New York, he's in the 1-800-GOT-JUNK, St. Lawrence Radiology Capital Plumbing, number 20S, this is the thrilling David Schilling. In the 21A, the Ryder Racing entry sees Brisbane's Australia, Aussie Peter Britton. And for the number 21X, that Crappy's Auto Body ride, the Bicknell sees Horseheads, New York's Eric Williams. Driving from Lindley, New York, he's in the Copper Transport LLC, number 22, this is Josh Nobriga. And driving in the Sweeteners Plus, number 23, out of Caledonia, New York, it's Kyle Kofi. Another one of those Sweeteners Plus rides, this driver being from Edwards, New York. And at number 23F, we have Tim Fuller. Then at the wheel of car number 25, the Revived Spine Center Mohawk Murphy's Hallmark Blue Cross entry from Ransomville, New York, this is Eric Rudolph. The driver to number 26, Sea-Rock Fabrication entry from Ringnose, New Jersey, this is the Ringnose Rocket, Ryan GODOWN. And in the 26R, the driver to Interstate Batteries entry from Otisville, New York, this is Corey CORMIER. The number 27J, the second Outlaw Speedway entry sponsored by Sunoco from Rochester, New York, this is the Dr. Danny Johnson. And then in the number 28, the Trom Trucking Incorporated entry sees Parkerville's, New York's Matt Stroshold. Driving into number 29, the Amwell Auto Body entry from the Shannock Station, New Jersey, this is Ryan Krachun. And for car 30M, the IG Burton Chevrolet L&W Insurance number 30M from Milford, Delaware, it's Joseph Watson. At the wheel, the number 31 Dutson Busing entry out of Millsboro, Delaware, this is Ryan Riddle. And driving from Belmead, New Jersey, he's in the Grosso Homes Metal Fabrication number 32, this is Brandon Grosso. At the wheel of car 32C, the Cellular Sales Fairmont Sweeteners Plus entry from Mooresville, North Carolina, this is Mad Max McLaughlin. And then in the number 34, the Oxford Motors LLC Blue Ox entry, it's the number 34 of driver Rusty Smith. In car 35, the Tony Monaco Landscaping entry he sees from Kings Fair in New York, it's Mike Mahaney. In the car 43, the Hallmark International entry from the Shannock Station, New Jersey, this is the sensational Jimmy Horton. And his teammate drives into Toyota Racing Development 1ZT's Hallmark International number 44 from Sprakers, New York, defending winner of the 200 at Fonda and full-time competitor to NASCAR Truck Series, the Iceman Stuart Friesen. Stuart missing the Truck Series race this weekend at Kansas. For more information on that race, you can check out the race preview for that, linked in the description below. At the wheel, the Superior Remodeling Tough Motorsports Penske Racing Shocks number 44 from Montgomery, New York, this is Anthony Perrego. Then at the wheel, the Teo Pro Car number 49 out of Watertown, New York, this is Billy Dunn. In car 51, the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz entry, it's Woodbury Heights, New Jersey's Richie Pratt Jr. Then into Mac Tools County Auto Parts number 55 from Pittsfield, Massachusetts, this is Brett Haas. And driving into number 74 A&S Incorporated Williams Kingsley and Auto Upstate Utilities entry from Valentine, New York, it's J.R. Hefner. In the number 84Y Fire Management Control of Pennsylvania's Incorporated entry from Covington Township, Pennsylvania, this is youngster Alex Yankowski. Then in car 88C, the G-Force Racing Transmissions entry sees Richland, Pennsylvania's Jared Umbenhauer. And driving into Smith Site Development number 91 from Sydney, New York, this is the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker. The number 96 M&T Tree Service Phillips Garage Incorporated ACM Tool Machine entry sees Milford's, New Jersey, winner of the Anthracite Sold at Big Diamond earlier this season, but kid's kid, Billy Pauch Jr. Then in car number 98, the JSR Fastline Performance entry from Gloversville, New York, this is the Flying Squirrel, Rocky Warner. The number 99L, the Gypsum Racing Express Penske Racing Shocks FX Caprera entry sees Phoenix, New York's Lightning Larry White. And then in car 111, the JC Lazote Excavation and Demolition Racing entry from Queensbury, New York, this is Double D Demetrius Drelos. Driving into number 126 All Fabrication Weak Necked Archery entry from Boyerstown, Pennsylvania, this is Jeff Strunk. And in the number 323 OV Valco Wheels entry from Ringos, New Jersey, this is David Van Horn Jr. Now let's have a look at your Short Track Super Series Sportsman's entry list. Over 30 drivers entered for this race. The number 00 sees Cody Manmiller, with the number 1 seeing James Hill. At the 1 star, we have Gene Beadle, and in the M2, it's Sean McPhee. The number 3 has driver Byron DeWitt, and in the 4G, that's Steve Davis. The 4H has Brian Crummell, and Sean Mentz is in car number 05. In action in the 5J, we have Joseph Brown with Daryl Dissinger in the X5, Zachary Zingahan in the number 7, and Paul Manessy in the 7M. Youngster Cole Youse, he's in the number 8, and Joe Toff in the number 9. And car 9E, that's Justin Eason, and the 10% sees Chad Edwards. Josh Limington, he's at the wheel of the number 10J, and Addison Bowman in car number 12. Matt Guerreri, he's in the 12G, and the 12K sees Eric Coker. At the wheel of that 12Z is Zachary Marola. 14S sees Austin Smith, with Dylan Smith in the 15S, and the M16 has Michael Shane. In the number 20, that's Ryan Simmons. The 20S has Cole Stengel. In the number 22, one to watch, Tim Hartman Jr., and the 22F has Billy Fisk. The 22V has Tanner Van Doren, and at the wheel of the 22J, that's Stacy Jackson. Alex Bell, he's in action in the 23, and the 23D has David Dickey. Joey Brunning in the number 24 with Justin Grosso in the 24G. Sam March Jr., he's in action in the number 24S. And the 24W has Sean Weiss. In the 26, it's Derek McGrew Jr. with Michael Boresto in the 27. And Ryan Anderson at the wheel of car 27A. Matt Mead, he's in the number 28 with the 28B seeing Thomas Borowski. And in the 32, that's Ryan Shannon. In the number 34, we have Kevin Root with Kevin Stevens in action in the 38. The 44 has James O'Hara with the 45 seeing Chris Grabach. Robbie Dunn, he's in action in the 51, and Doug Klein in the 56. Dakota Kohler, he's in car 59K, and driving the number 60X will be Kinser Hill. Tyler Corrigan is in the 64, and the 64A has Aaron Bowes. Don Bellin is in car 66, and the 69K sees Stephen Kemery. Grant Helfinger is in car 78, and the 82G says Garrett Gibbon. Then in car 82S, Will Shields. Scott Hitchens is in action in the 85, Bobby Blood in car 91. The 99 has Jonathan Swift with Zach Sam in car 104. The 123 sees Dale Wetley with Joel Smith in car 555. The 611 has Corey Edelman. And rounding off the Sportsman entry list in car 713, that's Tommy Collins. Now let's have a look at your race stats ahead of the Speed Showcase 200 from Port Royal. For the modifieds, it will be 66 cars, 200 laps on Saturday night, a $53,000 to win prize. Sportsman's in action, 39 entries for them. We just took a look at them as they prepare to go 50 laps, $2,500 to win. All this racing action going down on 3 nights at the Port Royal Speedway, tucked in the middle of sprint car country in Port Royal, Pennsylvania, the track that hosts weekly sprint car and late model action. It's a half-mile dirt oval, opened in 1938. The race format, this will be a 200-lap event for the Short Track Super Series, so a little bit of a different format. Drivers draw for starting positions in the qualifying races taking place on Friday. The top qualifiers redraw for their starting spots in the 200-lap event taking place on Saturday. As we mentioned, B mains set the remainder of the field. That takes place on Saturday night, so that's all your usual race rules. Top 4 finishers, though, from Thursday start no worse than 13th to 16th in the 200-lap main event. They can obviously qualify better, but in those top 4 positions, they are locked in. Matt Shepard picked up that win on Thursday night. Billy Pauch on the podium as well. A minimum of 40 cars will start the Speed Showcase 200. Provisionals will also be offered. Two-way radios are not permitted, and the first 3 laps will be scored under each caution period through lap 190. Drivers only lose a lap, however, under green flag conditions. At lap 100, our halfway point, a yellow-red will be called for 10 minutes. Cars are allowed to refuel, adjust tire pressures, and apply tear-offs. Cars heading to the hot pit area, however, can change tires and make other adjustments, but they must start behind the rest of the field. The lucky dog rule is also in effect, meaning under each caution, the driver 1 lap down, first driver 1 lap down, will be scored back onto the lead lap. Now let's have a look at your picks to win for the Speed Showcase 200. I'm going to take in the modifieds, no surprise here, my go-to pick, the Hallmark International 44 of Stuart Friesen. These past couple weeks, Stu's been struggling, but in these 200-lap races, he always seems to show up to cream, always rises to the top, and here on modified, Stuart Friesen is surely one of the best drivers. You know he's going to be up there challenging for that win, so I say 2 years in a row, your 200-lapper winner is Stuart Friesen. In the Sportsman's, I like the looks of Tim Hartman Jr. He's been putting together a great season season in the Short Track Super Series North Division. Keep an eye out on him to do it once again here on the biggest platform in the Speed Showcase 200. My partner in crime, TNT Motorsports Network, unfortunately couldn't make this recording situation, but he's picks. He's taking the modifieds. Mike Mahaney in car number 35. Mahaney having some strong runs here recently. Runs great every week out at the Grandview Speedway. He thinks he's going to show up again and pick up a 200-lap win, $53,000 prize for Mike Mahaney. And in Sportsman's, he's following along with me, taking Tim Hartman Jr. Tim Hartman putting together, like I said, what's been an incredible season. He's looking to cap it off with that $2,500 50-lap to win prize. And our fan pick this week, this Mr. Jamie Weekneck at Club Wago on Twitter. Be sure to give him a follow. Thank you to him for all of his help in putting this video together. He's taking Anthony Perrego in car number 44. Perrego's been showing up in these big races his whole career. He always knows how to perform in these major events. That 44 car is going to be one to keep an eye on. And in the Sportsman's, he's taken the 34 of Kevin Root. A little bit of an underdog there. Root's been putting together a solid season himself, though, so keep an eye out on that 34 there. Thank you to all of our great fans who make what we do here on the InSlide Lane possible. For your chance to be on the next episode on the InSlide Lane as a fan pick, be sure to follow myself on Twitter at Chemo Cup Series and TNT Motorsports Network at TNT Network 61. Links to those profiles in the description below. Don't forget to catch the Speed Showcase 200 coming live from the Port Royal Speedway Thursday, October 15th and Friday, October 16th, going live at 7 p.m. And on Saturday, October 17th, the big show starts at 6 o'clock, all streaming live on DirtTrackDigest.tv. The pay-per-view broadcast link will be in our description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this Port Royal Speed Showcase 200-lap preview. For more InSlide Lane modified content, be sure to follow myself on Twitter at Chemo Cup Series and my partner in crime, TNT Motorsports Network at TNT Network 61. Again, we apologize that he couldn't make this recording session, but thank you to him for all of his help. As I mentioned also, thank you to Mr. Jamie Weekneck for all his help in getting our entry list together and for helping us find some of the pictures we use for these mighty modifieds. On behalf of TNT Motorsports Network, I've been Chemo on YouTube, here for the InSlide Lane. This is your full race preview for the Port Royal Speed Showcase 200. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of the InSlide Lane.